Semi-solid dosage form quality control. Content outline. Definition and properties. Ointment versus creams. Quality control test for semi-solid. Definition: dermatological preparation intended to be applied externally for therapeutic, protective, and cosmetic function that produce local or systemic effect. Ideal properties of semi-solid dosage form. Physical properties: smooth texture, elegant in appearance, non-greasy and staining, non-dehydrating, non-hygroscopic, non-grating. Physiological properties: non-irritating, do not alter membrane or skin function, miscible with the skin section. Application properties: easily applicable with efficient drug release, high aqueous washability. Comparison between creams and ointment. Creams water-based preparation, ointment oil-based preparation. Creams quickly absorbed by the skin, ointment not easily absorbed by the skin. Creams less greasy, ointment more greasy. Creams stay short time on the surface, ointment stay longer time on the surface. Creams have lighter consistency, ointment have thicker consistency. First, physical appearance. Physical appearance of semi-solid dosage form. What to evaluate? Cracking of emulsion, separation of two faces. Observation of a granular appearance, marked change in viscosity. Cross-microbial contamination. Factors affecting the physical appearance: incompatibility, temperature, packaging, microbial contamination. Second, pH determination. Measure to avoid irritation to the skin. 1 gram of the preparation is mixed with 9 ml of distilled water, and the pH of the resulting mixture is determined using a glass electrode instrument, pH meter.
Weight variation. The test will investigate the weight variation among semi-solid dosage form. Procedure: apply to product in which the labeled net weight is not more than 150 gram. Select 10 filled container, remove the label, clean it and weight individually and calculate the total weight. Cut the lateral part of the tube and remove the content. Clean the tube and dry it. Weight the empty tube. Calculate the weight content equal weight total minus the weight of the empty tube. Calculate the average weight of content equal the weight of the 10 tube divided 10. The acceptance criteria: average weight not less than labeled amount. The net weight of content of any single tube should not be less than NLT. Acceptance criteria: the average net content of 10 container is not less than the labeled amount, and the net content of single container is not less than 90% of the labeled amount, where the labeled amount 60 gram or less. Not less than 95% of the labeled amount, whereas the labeled amount is more than 60 gram but not more than 150 gram. If the result not meet therapeutic criteria, wait another 20 additional container. Determine average weight of 30 tube. Net average weight not less than the labeled amount. content of not more than 1 out of 30 should be 90% of labeled amount less than 60 gram, 95% of labeled amount more than 60 gram. Viscosity test. Viscosity of semi-solid is measure of resistant flow. The apparent viscosity should be tested at the time of batch release and initially as designed stability test time point. The viscosity test is formulation and process dependent. Brookfield viscometer, the preparation are rotated at different speed and shear rate. At each speed, the cross-bending diauritic is noted dependent on the monograph. The viscosity of typical preparation can be measured by using Brookfield viscometer, cup and bob viscometer, cone and plate viscometer.
Consistency test. Determination of penetration. Prepare 3 sample 3 methods. A. Carefully and completely fill 3 containers without forming air bubble. Level if necessary to obtain a flat surface. B. Apply a suitable shear to the sample for 5 minutes. Carefully and completely fill 3 containers without forming air bubbles. Level if necessary to obtain a flat surface. C. Melt 3 samples. Carefully and completely fill 3 containers without forming air bubble. Level if necessary to obtain a flat surface. Store the sample at 25 plus 0.5 degrees Celsius for 24 hours unless otherwise prescribed in the monograph. Place the sample in the pentrometry variety that its surface is perpendicular to the vertical axis of penetrating object. Bring the temperature of the penetrating object to 25 plus 0.5 Celsius. Then adjust its position such that its tip just touches the surface of the sample. Release the penetrating object and hold it free for 5 seconds. Clamp the penetration. Repeat the test with the 2 remaining containers. Result. Take the mean of 3 measurements. If any of the individual results differ from the mean be more than 3%, repeat the test for 6 measurements. Solubility test. Content of container should be soluble in 9 parts of water and 1.7 parts of hot water. The content should be miscible with alcohol, ether, and chloroform. Skin irritation test. To evaluate any potential of the dosage form for skin irritancy. About 9 square centimeter area of the rabbit skin is shaved to remove hair, and then about 20 grams is applied on the shaved area. Observe for 7 days for the development of erythema, redness, and edema or swelling. Accelerated stability test. It's based on stressing the system with centrifugation or temperature. Effect of centrifugation. Centrifugation can be used to predict long-term behavior of semi-solids. Centrifugation at 3750 RPM for 5 hours is equivalent to the effect of gravity for 1 year. Effect of freeze-thaw cycling. Semi-solids are stored in an incubator at 50 degrees Celsius and then transferred to a freezer at -5 degrees Celsius for 48 hours.
Sterility test. Microorganisms can grow if no preservative is added, or even if added, its efficiency is reduced due to interaction with other ingredients. Microorganisms may get into the preparation during handling and storage, therefore, aseptic techniques of handling are needed. The antimicrobial assay should be performed according to the official monograph, direct inclusion method, and membrane filtration method. The direct inoculation method involves the aseptic transfer of a sample of test product solution into the sterility test growth medium. To use this method, it must first be demonstrated that the product solution itself doesn't inhibit the growth of typical microorganisms. This method, not theoretically complex, requires the utmost technical precision and aseptic manipulation techniques for proper execution. As a consequence of the repetitive motions involved, it is prone to human error. Membrane filtration is the most widely used method in the industry. It involves pressure or vacuum filtration of the test product solution through a sterile filtration apparatus fitted with filter membrane, then either a wash step with a sterile diluent and or subsequent plating of the membrane filter onto the surface of an agar plate. When the membrane filtration method is used, it is imperative that a sterile diluting fluid be used to rinse away any microbial cell residing on the filtration apparatus, with any product residue that may inhibit subsequent microbial cell growth. There are commercially available pre-sterilized systems that are widely used. 10. Separability test is important characteristic of this formulation and responsible for correct dosage transfer to the target site. This is particularly important with formulation of potent drug. Reduced does not deliver the desired effect. Excessive dose may lead to undesirable side effects. Ease of application on the substrate, extractability from the package, and most important, consumer preference. Factor affecting separating. 1. Formulation characteristic included viscosity, elasticity, and rheology. 2. Rate and time of share. The operative rate of share for rheological measurement is attained in a time comparable with the usual amount of time taken by the consumer to separate the preparation. 3. Temperature. Preparation appeared to present a straight line relationship between the isotropic area and temperature. Viscosity of ointment is reduced. 4. Site of application. Pharmaceutical parameter of formulation differ according to the target site of application. Is the most widely used method for determining and quantifying the separability of semi-solid preparation. The equation: separability ml divided by 2. The advantage: simplicity and relative lack of expense. Disadvantage: less practice and sensitive, and the data generated must be manually interpreted and presented. Procedure of barrel plate method. Determining the separability of virus ointment formulation by compressing the sample under several glass plates of known weight, 20 plates were subsequently placed over the sample at 1 minute interval. The spreading area reached by the sample were measured in millimeters in the vertical and the horizontal axis. Subjective assessment is based on the sensory assessment of a human volunteer. This mode of measurement is closest to the true spreadability assessment because the results are generated from the individual feel of the formulation. It is unpredictable and variable, element of bias always exists. Procedure: oil with viscosity ranging between 0 and 10 at 35 Celsius were presented to test subjects who rated the ease with which the formulation could be sprayed on the back of their hand. The score obtained were plotted against the viscosity of the sample. Particle size determination. 1. Dilute suitable amount of preparation with same amount of glycerol or paraffin oil. 2. Distribution small amount of sample on a glass slide and show under microscope. 3. Count the particle with diameter below or above the specified by monograph. 4. Compare with accepted percentage. Antioxidant content. Acceptance criteria: level of antioxidants necessary to maintain product stability at all stages through its processed usage and shelf life. Product packaged in container other than tube. Sampling from top, middle, and bottom of the jar by using a syringe. Test the sample according to instruction outline in a product packaged in tube. Thank you for watching.